This video was inspired by Drew Peacock, where in one of his Judging My Subscribers Cars videos, he encounters 3 of the 5 mods that I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna also avoid talking about big wangs because it's been overdone and quite frankly it's been beaten like a dead horse, so don't expect that in this video. The first most hated car mod would have to be the intake sticking out of the hood, aka the unicorn intake. First of all, if you do this, let me ask you one simple question. What do you do when it rains or snows outside? Honestly, if your intake gets extremely wet, newsflash, it's not gonna work very effectively. And before any of you smartasses say, well then just don't drive your car when it rains outside. Boy, have you seen how accurate weathermen are these days? I used to live in both Indy and Texas, and it could be rainy and sunny at the same time. If that intake represents your lungs and you try to breathe in lots of water, what do you think is gonna eventually happen? Sure, that example may not be the best, but hopefully some of you guys get my point. This mod is incredibly dumb, looks ugly, and seems to always appear on people's daily driver. Now, if you were to have, say, a purpose-built drag car that you only take out on sunny days where the intake or intakes are exposed, that's a little different. An engine sticking out of a classic hot rod looks kind of dope. A unicorn horn sticking out of your 20-year-old Audi sedan, and not so much. The second most hated car mod would have to be the yellow or banana lip guards. So, lip guards have always existed in some capacity for quite some time. However, it wasn't until Dodge decided to popularize it by making their lip guards yellow and putting them on every Challenger or Charger they could. So this mod for some reason gets a whole lot of flack on Instagram. Personally, I don't think it's a bad mod. I can understand that these Dodge owners would want to protect their front end splitters and or chin spoilers. Granted, some of y'all would probably say this is why you would always just back into a parking space so you don't risk your front end getting scraped. Although true, sometimes you don't want to be, that guy in a busy parking lot, inconveniencing everyone and taking a couple more seconds to back into a space when pulling in would have been a little bit faster. For my Dodge brothers and sisters out there, just rock your banana lip guards or paint it another color if you hate yellow. Whatever you do, you ignore the haters on this one. The third most hated car mod would have to be the Gladiator or Chariot Wheels. I know many of us have seen this one, especially if you're part of the Houston, Texas area where a car club is known for rocking slabs or slow, low, and banging cars. If you have a 2-car garage with, say, your spouse's or buddy's car, or a small 1-car garage, aren't you afraid of, scraping the tips against the brake, side paneling, or, the other car in your garage? Because of those swango wheels, you're about 8 feet wide. Or do you guys literally just leave it parked outside, but wait a minute, I hear they're about $5,000 for a set of 4s, so I doubt y'all are just leaving them outside, right? This is one cosmetic mod that I will never understand, but I guess to each their own. The fourth most hated car mod would have to be badly badged cars. So let me make this clear real quick. I'm not talking about up badges. I'm not talking about Hyundai Genesis Coupe owners rebadging their ride to Genesis emblems or Scion FRS guys changing to Toyota 86 emblems. I'm talking about the guys who think they could get away with this. Bro, I don't know if I even have the strength to do this anymore. What am I gonna say when I see a Cadillac Charger? The worst part is, you can't even say that this garbage belongs on the streets because it's already there. You know what, how about we just crush this thing and incinerate it? And last but certainly not least, the fifth most hated car mod would have to be extremely stretched tires. Not gonna lie, it took me a hot minute to get to the point where I can say that I now tolerate extremely cambered cars. I'm not talking about a nice -1 to 3 degree camber. At those degrees, you can argue it's actually better for your car for various driving conditions. I'm talking about, the stuff that looks like a hover car. Even so, I have found yet another segment of car culture, mind you, it is also extremely popular and makes me question my very existence. People who live for excessively stretched tires are usually the type of people that say form over function. A light stretch is alright, some of y'all say it's better for drifting, fine, I'm not going to question it because that's not my area of expertise. That being said, if your rim is blatantly sticking out a good inch or two on both sides of the tire, like bruh. I get it if you spent your last dime on a new set of wheels but couldn't afford to buy a wider set of tires to fit your car's new, wider shoes. I get it, I've been there. Still, the worst offenders are those who keep their stock rears that otherwise would normally fit, let's say, a 275 or 285mm tire like on a C7 Corvette Stingray or Gen 6 Camaro, but intentionally opt to buy a smaller set of tires like a 235mm. Like, why? If you couldn't afford an OEM set of tires for your car when they wear out, then please, instead of just trying to save money by buying smaller tires, just look up a cheaper tire brand of your size. But just hold on a second, even worse yet, there's some folks out there that apparently get rid of their OEM tires when they still have plenty of life left to buy a new set of smaller tires. Like, what was wrong with your OEM tires that were specifically designed for your car? You're not even saving money here either, because again, you bought a new set of tires you literally don't need when your OEM tires have yet to wear out. In the case of the Corvette and Camaro owners, for God's sake, Chevy invests a considerable amount of time and money partnering with various tire companies to give us, the consumer, the best possible tire for our money. So this boggles my mind, because why would those folks go to that length to 1. Get a smaller contact patch, thereby decreasing their traction and subsequently affecting your car's overall performance, 2. Potentially increasing the chance of getting curb rash on your rims, 3. Increase the likelihood of your tire being punctured because its natural structural integrity is now jeopardized by being excessively stretched. Like what? Like, watch Engineering Explains video on this one or any pickup truck channel, and they'll talk about how you probably shouldn't rock excessively stretched tires. But even after I've said what I said and you still want that super stretched tire look, I guess you do you, man. I don't have to like it to respect it. Alrighty, that's it for this video. Let me know what other ridiculous mods that you can't stand in the comment section below. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe for more content just like this, and I'll see y'all next time.